Hey everybody, thank you for coming to the first episode of a redemption show. I'm Miss Quantum. If by chance you come to YouTube and my show is not here, that's because my big mouth got me closed down, and all episodes are going to be seen on my website at missquantum.com. If you've come here looking to figure out additional ways on how to be a spirit in human form, you're in the wrong place. I teach people how to be human in their spiritual form. There are enough teachers that are teaching all of the same thing on other channels. I call it woo-woo because the more people are trying to be spirits in their human form, they're becoming more disassociated and humanity is becoming fake. When you signed up to come here on Earth, you agreed to have human experiences and lessons. Your spirit already knows how to be a spirit. It does not need to come into a meat suit to figure out how to be itself. It's not here for that. Right now, we are in a very compromising situation in society. Not only has a spiritual war started from holy against evil, and it's very real, it's going on right now, and if you look through your feed and you see the news and you see what's going on, you know it's true. There's a lot of decay in society right now. And a lot of the decay is affecting you. We're going to start at the foundation of everything that you need to know to build yourself up. Society is shrinking itself. Society is becoming very insecure and fearful. And a lot of people are not so much thinking on their own anymore because they're trying to be spiritual. They're trying to be a collective stream of thought. We are human beings in an ecosystem. And it's time to come down to earth. Before we start the show, I'm going to ask you 3 questions before we go to the introduction. Just ask yourself, think about this in the next couple minutes. Do you trust yourself? Next question. Are you regularly seeking validation from other people to be yourself? Next question. Are you constantly trying to find ways to micromanage yourself and your life because of other people's judgments and opinions of you? And are you not standing up for yourself? Think about that for a second. Be right back. Our thoughts and opinions, we want them to matter to other people, don't we? Other people do too. Thing is, when we're on the receiving end of it, we want to be loved and adored and accepted so much that we allow these opinions and judgments to affect us. And it could be crippling and even devastating to somebody's life. Collective thought has its dangers. And thoughts and opinions and judgments is the first thing that needs to be broken through. Most especially if you want to achieve your goals. If you have some pretty big goals, you are not going to be able to take your safe space with you. You need to thicken your skin up. Today is when you begin. Make the decision to begin today. So what's an opinion? An opinion or judgment, it's a thought, it's a figment that's processed through somebody else's filter per their experiences. And they're judged by this belief system. That's what develops our belief system, our core belief system, and you are judged through it. You're judging me right now. We worry about what people think of our financial status, our looks, the way we speak, the way we write, the way we look, the way we talk, the way we spell on the internet. Lucy here is even worried. It's the contagion that's happened. Yeah, my teddy bear worried. But we worry all the time about what people think. And when we worry about what other people think, what we're doing is we're handing our power over. And when we hand our power over, we're going further away from Source. We're going further away from God, the Lord, whatever you call it. I'm not going to cater to religion or anyone's spiritual belief because there are over 1,000 religions alone in the world right now. And I'm not going to cater to anyone in particular. So we'll just, if I say God or Lord or Source, you can follow along. It doesn't matter if you belong to the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster and you're an atheist, whatever your source is, we just know that you are not your own God. I think we can all mostly agree on that. And if you believe that you are your own God, then we're probably not compatible with each other. So you're handing your power away. You're moving further away from the Lord. And when you're moving further away from the Lord, what you're doing is you're moving further away from your values. And this is causing decay in you. You don't feel lost by accident. You're going further away from the Lord and yourself, your values. Each time that we agree with somebody else's opinion or judgment of us, we are cementing a spell. Words are spells. And when they're telling you that you're dumb, you're not enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not this, you're not that, whatever your haunts are in your head, every time that you agree with it, you are allowing that spell to be cast on your head. Words are spells. Consider this. What would your life be like if you stopped people pleasing and allowing other people to affect you so much? Telling ourselves that we're an altruistic nature goes against our very own nature as a human being, because as a human being, we are selfish beings. And when we continue to go against our own selfish nature by trying to convince ourselves that we are altruistic, it's either going to lead to mental illness or somebody's going to have a nervous breakdown. Because what you're doing is you are telling yourself untruths against your ego, which is your survival mechanism. Caring what others think is stopping your dreams. It is stopping your dreams, and you need to consider right now to stop allowing your own brain to bully you. And believing that you're altruistic is bullying yourself. It's too much of something, and something that's too much is not good for you, no matter what we do. Eating, too much exercise, too much water, too much food, too much wine. The list goes on. There's a lot of things. When it's in excess, it's not good. And there's a lot of people who like to brag that they're an empath. I just saw a post the other day. It says, I am an empath. I'm extremely empathetic. I feel everything and anything. How could anybody say that this is horrible? Well, because it's not in balance. Because what's the opposite of being empathetic? It's being apathetic. And when you don't have a balance, which you need to achieve all of your goals and to sustain your own nature, there's going to be problems. Big problems. If you have a doorbell that keeps going off at your house, are you just going to leave it? Or are you going to eventually get so fed up that you're going to go want to kick it out, and then you're going to call somebody to fix it, right? You're not going to just let the doorbell keep going off every single day, because there's no balance. We are built the exact same way. You need to be in the center. There's apathy and then there's empathy. You need to be in the direct center. That's how we balance our ego. And it is not sustainable to... My cat's biting my cord. He wants attention. Not only is it not sustainable to our own nature, but it's not something that stays in alignment with our own values. This is called the power of honoring yourself. It's time to start honoring yourself. So we're going to go into the next fun part. We're going to talk about praise and criticism. And a lot of people are not going to like what I have to say. But you know what? We all do this. We ask people what their opinions are on either our hair, our weight, sunglasses, our hats, our cars. Does this color look better, or does that look better? Do you like my nails? Do you like this? And this is bad, because what it is, it's pacification of our egos. And sometimes we think that other people are keeping us in line. Line. We can keep our own selves in line, and this can become a very destructive way of life when it becomes habit forming. Now, we're not saying that, if you have to make an important decision, not to ask somebody's opinion, like maybe a financial decision, and you don't know well enough what to do. I'm talking like, hey, does my butt look fat in these jeans? It doesn't matter if your butt looks fat in the jeans. In fact, you shouldn't even care what other people think of your butt to begin with. It's none of their business. It's really not. It's really not. You want to be free of caring what other people think. And it's going to be very self-destructive to you when you ask for praise and criticism. Even if you're working on something, like a work project, I can understand that you may want somebody's thoughts or opinions along the way, but what if they don't like it? Is it going to deter you? It could be quite self-sabotaging. And the thing is that, and I'm going to share something with you about myself. I've been in this whole entire Miss Quantum thing now, setting it up for 2.5 years. And only 7 people in my entire life right now, in the last 2.5 years, know about Miss Quantum. Because I didn't want anybody to sabotage my goals. Because for the most part, people want you to be happy. They do. They'll say they want you to be happy. But there comes a certain point when you start doing better than them. They like you up until that point. When they see that you are achieving your goals, And they did not. And you start doing better than them. Danger. So on my personal social media accounts, nobody knows. Hundreds of people do not know. 7 people know. 7 people in my whole entire life. In my personal life. And I still am not going to tell them because I am still not where I want to be before people know, because I don't want people to sabotage. And this is a concern that you should worry about too. And there are a lot of people out there. I have seen it on social media and I have wanted to say something and I just wanted to wait until video. A lot of people, especially gurus, would be like, tell other people about your goals. Tell everybody that you can. There's a problem with this. And you could do your own research with Google on this so you can understand it more in depth. In fact, it's a really good study. When you tell people your goals, whether it's losing weight or a business goal, and nobody else needs to be involved, the brain, every time you announce it, actually thinks it's further along than it really is, and it's achieved more than it has. And it can actually self-sabotage you. It's very dangerous. I do not advise anybody to sit there and be like this. You need to be like this about your goals. You want to lose 100 pounds? Be like this. Win in silence. You want to build your goals. You want to achieve your goals. You want to have a music career, acting career. I don't care if you want to open up a car detailing business or a landscaping business. I don't care what kind of thing you want to do in your life. Keep it like this until you are almost where you want to be. Trust that you will get further without people's opinions, criticisms, critiquing, praise. And you're going to find when you do this, you're going to be able to start solving things on your very own without turning to other people. You will strengthen. You will not self-sabotage. And I as true as the grass is green or brown in your yard right now, this is true. It's very rewarding. You don't need it to prop up your ego. Promise. Okay, you get it. Praise and criticism lead to self-sabotage. And it can make you completely neurotic. Because even positive critiquing, once you don't have it anymore and you're not receiving it, it's like a drug. You're going to lose your desire and you're going to slow down. And once you don't have it anymore, you're going to crash and you're going to self-sabotage. That's why it's best to separate yourself from that, from approval. Become to yourself, in yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Be you, do you. All right, so how do you break free from it, right? There's steps. I'm not going to leave you hanging like that. There's more to it. You need to become independent now. You need to become independent. You need to, now that you have realized it, and if you have not, perhaps shut the video off and let it marinate. You need to bust through. You need to completely bust through this and become independent, and there are steps. This is not just something that you accept at all. Because things need to make sense to you. You know, when I was in high school, I hated math, and I love math today. I do. I love science. I love math. I love it. I love it. I like it to me, it's like a crossword puzzle to some people, and a lot of people hate math. I love math. But in high school, I had teachers explain things to me, and I just didn't get it. And I was getting horrible grades in math. And the rest of the class was doing very well. They were faring beautifully. They were getting A's, B's, and C's, and I was like the only F student. Yeah, I got all F's, and until one person started explaining something to me in a way I was able to comprehend. Not all teachers are going to teach you in the way that you understand. There's a lot of people that will just point the way and make you figure out the steps in the way. I'm going to give you the steps because I don't want you to be lost anymore. There is no time. You know, people act like they got all the time in the world, and we don't. And right now we are in this spiritual war. And we need to fill in where you're porous right now. Because where you're porous right now is going to be your attack points for adversarial energy. This is good for you. And I'm proud of you. Thank you for being here with me. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you exactly what those steps are. And we're going to build your tenacity, and we're going to build your courage. And we're going to put you on the way where you begin loving yourself and respecting yourself and honoring yourself. Subscribe. Good day, good evening, wherever you are.